Okay, so this week we're diving into a transcript from a live YouTube panel. It's called Looking for Panel Fights.
Right. High energy, very deliberately chaotic stuff.
Yeah, it bounces all over, political conspiracies, religious arguments, all chasing that conflict content.
Uh-huh. Pure conflict.
Let's get right into how we could maybe structure that chaos a bit better, make it more impactful long term.
Sounds good. Because the creator's intent for immediate heat, that's crystal clear.
Absolutely. You feel it right away.
But that raw, totally unstructured approach, it really risks burning the audience out. Seriously.
How so?
Well, if every single topic is just a flash fire, right? Burns out in 30 seconds, eventually people just get tired watching them reset. Again and again.
Yeah, I see that.
The main weakness here, structurally, is just how jarring it is. The flow. Topics get abandoned constantly for, the easiest fight, the lowest hanging fruit.
We definitely saw that. Like when they touch on actual philosophy, that Aristotelian self-care thing, be your own doctor.
Right.
And bam, it's immediately cut off by some random personal attack.
Or that Mandela effect point, the Scottish Straits Canal memory. Fascinating idea, could be interesting.
Totally. And then...
And it's just instantly killed. Your teacher's a moron, end of discussion. Instead of exploring it, even briefly, as a cognitive thing.
They sacrifice the kindling for the spark.
Exactly. Great way to put it. So the suggestion is to bring in some controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos. Okay.
You still want the intensity, obviously, that's the brand. But you need some kind of structure underneath it.
Like what?
Use the tools they already have. The live monetization stuff, super chats, mod tools. Use them to reward panelists who actually stick with a high-value conflict, not just any conflict.
Okay, controlled chaos sounds good in theory. But this is live, right? Super high octane. Their whole job is reacting, disrupting. So how does a moderator actually enforce that kind of structure, that intellectual patience, without just killing the whole vibe, that chaotic energy they want?
Yeah, well, it kind of has to be automated, or at least built right into the rules of the fight, explicitly. So, for example, say a panelist throws out the same low-effort insult for the third time in 5 minutes. The system or the mod needs to react.
Like a penalty box?
Maybe a temporary mute, yeah. Something with consequences. And those rules have to be clear up front. The chaos itself isn't the issue. It's the wasted chaos. You need some scarcity there to make the moments count.
Okay, that gives it teeth, a concrete mechanism. Let's take that political bit. Paperboy Love Prince's platform.
Right, the love tickets and the $1 million thing?
Yeah, genuinely unique economic idea, whether you agree with it or not.
Definitely. But instead of letting that instantly become jokes about his turban or glasses...
Which it did,
you set aside a specific block of time, 5 minutes, strict. Call it the love ticket argument.
Okay.
And you force the panel, engage with the policy first. What's the core idea here? Positive reinforcement economics? Analyze that. Then you can tear it down, make jokes, whatever.
So it grounds the commentary, gives it some weight viewers can actually grab onto, instead of just noise.
Exactly. 15 seconds of screaming versus maybe 2 minutes of actual substance followed by screaming, better, right?
Right. So, okay, we've maybe systematized the conflict. Using time boxes, mod tools, that helps the structure, the foundation.
Uh-huh.
But what about quality control? What if those longer arguments just still devolve? Even if they stay on topic, it's just low-grade noise.
That brings us right to the second big weakness, when they actually stumble into complex territory. Philosophical, sociological.
Yeah.
It just dissolves, instantly, into really generic insults instead of, digging in.
It's immediate abandonment, intellectually. You see the potential for a real debate, just poof, gone.
Right. Think about that discussion on circumcision and early trauma.
Oof. Yeah, that was intense.
It starts with a really charged kind of philosophical claim about where trauma originates. But the response is just immediate dismissal. I have no fear related to my dick. Accusations of making stuff up. The substance just vanishes. It's all about the cheap, quick win.
So how do you fix that? You can't force intellectual rigor, can you?
Well, you make the rigor part of the fight itself. The suggestion here is to challenge panelists to steelman their opponent's argument before they attack it.
Steelman, meaning...
Meaning you have to articulate the strongest, most reasonable version of the other person's point. Even if you think it's totally wrong, you state it clearly first.
Okay, I get the concept, but again, I worry. Isn't asking them to pause, be patient, carefully state someone else's point, doesn't that just completely kill the Fight Club vibe? The spontaneity? That's the whole appeal.
I don't think it has to. You frame the discipline as another competitive rule, something that actually heightens the energy.
How?
Think of it less like a philosophy seminar and more like a high-stakes challenge. The panelist who does the best job steelmanning their opponent gets a reward.
Oh, okay.
Something tangible. Maybe they get the spotlight in the super chat for a bit, or an extra minute of mic time uninterrupted to launch their attack.
So it's gamified.
Exactly. It forces them to actually listen and engage with the substance, not just react to the person. It elevates the whole argument. And honestly, the insults land harder after that. Because you're not attacking a straw man you just built, you're attacking the steel man.
That framing is really important. The reward structure makes it fit their format. Okay, give me a concrete example. How would steelmanning work in, say, that debate about white privilege and adopting victim groups? That was messy.
Super messy. Okay, so you have the claim being made, white people adopt victim identities to dodge the oppressor class label, right?
Yeah, that was the gist.
Instead of the immediate response being, just a crude dismissal or slur.
Which it kind of was.
Right. The host steps in, forces the responder to first clearly state the argument they're about to attack. Something like, okay, so your point is that our society puts pressure on white individuals, maybe subconsciously, to align with marginalized groups as a way to cope with systemic guilt.
Okay, stated clearly.
Once that's out there, clearly articulated, then they can unleash their counterargument, their attack, their insults. But now they're aimed at the logic of that position, not just yelling, "You're stupid."
It turns a shouting match into, well, a slightly more structured explosion.
An explosion anchored in something real. It takes a 10-second insult loop and makes it maybe a 2-minute segment with actual depth. That's the kind of premium conflict that keeps people watching longer.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got structure, we've got depth, or at least a path towards it. What about the money side, the business? That felt weirdly self-sabotaging.
Yeah, that's the third piece. The capstone, really. There's this fundamental conflict in how the host handles monetization.
Creates serious dissonance for the viewer, right?
Totally. The weakness is that conflicting signal. The host is constantly, sometimes aggressively, asking for money. Jack's not doing this for free, give a subscription.
The asks are clear.
But at the same time, the tone towards the audience, the guests, the people actually paying, it's often contemptuous. Calling specific chat members losers for not clicking a link, insulting paying subscribers.
It feels like breaking character almost. Like the performance stops for a genuine frustrated cash grab.
Exactly that. The aggression in the content is the product. That's what people tune in for.
Right.
But the aggression in the monetization pitch, that just pushes people away. It feels unprofessional and, frankly, kind of alienating.
So, the suggestion?
Sharp separation. You need a firewall between the content, the fights, the aggression, the chaos, and the business. The actual asks for money.
Keep the performance going even during the pitch.
Keep the chaotic energy for the arguments, but frame the super chat stuff, the subscription pushes. Frame them humorously, willy, professionally even, within the show's brand.
The key is definitely stop shaming specific people in chat by name for not paying up. That crosses the line.
Absolutely critical. That takes the playful aggression of the show and makes it feel like real hostility aimed right at the customer. Bad business.
So, how do they maintain the edge while asking for money?
Redirect the insults, always. Aim them at objects or ideas within the show, not at the audience or their wallets.
Okay.
This keeps that aggressive, high-energy vibe going strong without damaging the actual revenue stream.
So, how could they use the show's own chaos? Like when the panelists complain about being panel potatoes or having a filthy house, those moments of self-deprecation?
Use those. Turn those liabilities into marketing hooks.
Okay.
So when someone complains about being a panel potato, the host doesn't just demand money. They jump in like, feeling like a panel potato? We got you. Grab the anti-potato subscription tier. Comes with an exclusive discount code for a maid service.
Ha, okay, I like that. It fits the tone.
Right? Or that bit with Hank making the tinfoil hat? Instead of insulting Hank's skills or intelligence,
Yeah?
critique the hat. This unidentified failing object, that Walmart brand craftsmanship. Target the object of the segment, the idea, not the person, and definitely not the audience holding the money.
That's a subtle shift, but yeah, it's powerful. It lets the host stay in character as this chaotic ringleader,
Exactly.
maintaining that aggressive identity without sounding desperate or actually angry at the people funding the whole thing. It completes the picture.
So yeah, to wrap it up, this panel, it's got explosive potential, huge energy.
Definitely raw and engaging.
But it's kind of undermining itself right now. Unfocused structure, arguments that fizzle out, and really contradictory business messages.
So to really make this premium conflict content that lasts, it needs that three-part approach. Think of it like a pyramid.
Right. First, build that solid base. Controlled chaos. Use time segments. Use the super chat rewards. Make arguments develop beyond just the first shout.
Second, build up the middle. Elevate the conflict. Bring in that steel manning rule. Force some intellectual substance into the fights before the aggression takes over completely.
And finally, put the capstone on it. Professionalize the business side. Separate the money asks from the content aggression. Keep the insults in the debate, but make the monetization pitch witty, on-brand, and not aimed at the audience.
Refine those structures, focus the chaos, and definitely submit the next transcript. We're genuinely excited to see where this can go.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing the next level of chaos.